Victor Davis Hanson, Senior Fellow at the Hoover Institute. Victor, always love talking to you. These things happen for a reason. Why are we seeing what we're seeing in this particular instance with train cars, but it tells a larger story?
Well, we're going back to the 1880s, Old West train robberies, and we're going back to 1970s crime, as we saw in New York, or 1980s inflation, or foreign policy in the mid-70s when we left Vietnam. I think what academics, I don't want to quote them, but they call this systems collapse, where all of a sudden a successful society suddenly doesn't follow its tradition and rules. And things happen that people cannot believe, such as empty shelves, or you're not able to buy meat, or you go to fill up your car and it's $100 for just 18 gallons, or people getting shot in the street, or people outright racist ideology being taught in the schools. And all of these things start to unwind a society, so the point is that it can't continue. When you look at those train tracks and that trash, you say, this is not a third world country. But it is, just like Market Street in San Francisco, just like the subway in New York, just like the school system in Virginia. So it's all unwinding. I think, finally, Pete, we really have to redefine this whole woke ideology. We think it's kind of cute, or it's incompetent, or it's left-wing, or it's Marxist. It's cruel. It's mean. It tells you, me, every citizen, if you get hurt, you get shot, we're not going to worry about you. And the person who did that to you is probably going to be out without on bail or not prosecuted for an earlier crime. It tells a young child, you in the present are going to learn good racism because there were bad racism in the past. It tells the old guy that's 68 like me, if you need treatment, you may be the wrong color, you wait in line. This is a regression. It's a very evil ideology because it's cruel. It's mean-spirited, and we haven't talked about that, but that's what it is. And it won't end if people start identifying it like that. It's a stupid, mean-spirited ideology. It's anti-humanistic. And
what a great way to put it, cruelty.
Because it has a history throughout the centuries, and it doesn't end well.
Well, you study this, and you understand how systems collapse. What is the crucial moment? What is the crucial point? What leads to the beginning of something like what we're seeing?
I think it's when the law is asymmetrically applied or not applied at all. When you see somebody walk out of a store with a bag of goods and does not pay and nobody says anything, or you see somebody just go to a car and steal it and you know nothing's going to happen, or you see something like Waukesha or the hostage taking in Texas and the media won't cover it, or you see crimes that won't be reported for political reasons. And when the system can't react, and then the person in the middle, the citizen, says, I don't believe anymore. When you look at the CIA, the FBI, the IRS, the DOJ, the Pentagon, these were once esteemed, maybe not the IRS, but they were once esteemed agencies. People have no confidence in them anymore, and that's what starts to unwind. When you look at what the career of a Fauci, a Milley, a Clapper, a Comey, a McCabe, people said, these aren't the people that we trust. We used to love the government, now we fear the government. And so the government's lost credibility, morality, and we've got to restore it by all of these DAs have to prosecute crimes. You have to be arrested, you have to be indicted. If you're guilty, you have to serve your time to regain confidence and make it safe to be a human again. We're not humans anymore. We're just, I don't know, we're just tinker toys in some grand woke game of utopia. And all these people who craft these ideas are never subject to the consequences of their ideology. Yes. They're Nancy Pelosi behind walls up in Napa, or there are people on the Upper West Side, or there are people like Mark Zuckerberg and his Hawaiian estate, but they're never subject. And if they were subject, they would stop very quickly, I hope. But we've got to restore
it's a great point.
Tradition, custom. Yeah.
You're right. Victor Davis Hanson, you're talking about the politicization of justice. And when it isn't equally applied,
absolutely,
everything else falls apart. By the way, if you agree and like what Victor Davis Hanson has to say here, he is prominently featured in my new Fox Nation series, Miseducation of America. We flew all the way out to his almond farm in California to interview him, sit down and pick his brain about how Americans were educated back when we actually educated liberated citizens. Victor, thanks for taking part in that project. Our folks can watch it on Fox Nation, and thanks for being with us tonight. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Pete.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page.
I'm at too many K, bro. You know, I'm just get on news, baby. Y'all is super thirsty for this shit. I gotta go, but boy ain't right with me. Look at this shit. The train is moving. Train is moving, bro. Look. Train's moving. These motherfuckers still on this motherfucker like.
This is the book of Isaiah 19, and I'm going to start at verses 14. It says, "The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and have caused Egypt to earn every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail or branch or bush may do. In that day Egypt shall be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and feared, because the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts over it, which he shaken over it. And the land of Judah should be a terror unto Egypt, and every one that maketh mention thereof should be afraid in himself, because the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he determined against it." Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. It's the Akia Mahalalia coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will be edifying, man. What you're witnessing is a collapse of an empire. The result of people not having probable jobs, gainful employment, residual income, etc., and just a bunch of wickedness. This is what Esau has allowed his society to succumb to. Now people are hitting freight trains, man. They stated that robberies went up over 150%. And counting in these different cities, which a lot of this can be really set up to order of chaos, to bring in chaos in these cities. But overall, man, this is the plan of the Heavenly Father, man, because, hey, this is Bible prophecy, and what you're witnessing is that America is breaking down, all right? And we're going to see more of these in these different cities and states, etc., all right, because let it get out of hand, all right? So this is your part, man. But what you see, a bunch of wicked-ass jakes hitting the freight trains, man, because this is the shit our people do, you know, which this is a common thing in Chicago, all right, because I've seen it before, you know. But nonetheless, now it's to the point that this is the common norm, you know. They're hitting freights for TVs, for gym shoes, for electronics, iPhones, etc., man, which is going to cause a dent in the economy even more, because these goods are not going to make it to their particular destinations to be shipped off and sold. All right. So we was watching the other video, and the guy was basically saying this is a fall of America, chaos in America, which will lead to tensions, man. Okay. Tensions and turmoil and war riots. And sooner or later, this is going to spill over to neighborhoods, and this is going to spill over to residents, man, people's homes. Okay. Of the rich and the poor. Okay. Because Jake, they don't give a shit. They rob you poor. They don't rob you if you're rich. They don't care, man. All right. And hey, it's getting ready to get real scary and sinister out of here, man. Okay. Because year 2022, as coined by the Apostle Tahar, is the year of the turning up of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And look at this, man. All right. This is in Chicago, but nonetheless, they have this in LA, which is like a purge type thing, man. Okay. And sooner or later, when the economy completely fails and the lights go out, which the brother just uploaded a video saying that the next birth pangs is going to be the EMP strikes. But nonetheless, when the lights go out and the jobs are very scarce, all right, and the government really shuts down that's when people are gonna literally start going door to door. It's literally gonna be like a horror movie out here in Babylon, like to the point you're on edge for your life every single day. All right, so hey, don't be surprised when you come, you get that beat on the door. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, your windows get busted out. Somebody throw a Molotov cocktail through your window and kick in your door and get your goods, man. All right, because this is the time we're living in. We're living in a time of the Lord's judgment, man. And these simple ass jakes, man, they just gonna get gunned down. These jakes, every last one of them in this video they gonna die. Okay, they're gonna be put to death because hey, this is wicked. All right, and these are the monsters that this society has bred. Okay, like this guy said in this video, what's his name? Victor David Hansen, going into America's face violent crime wave, right? Because hey, nobody's going back to work. Though these jobs are claiming they're hiring, nonetheless, people aren't getting the jobs or they're not applying. Because the Most High has mingled a perverse spirit in Babylon, as we just read. Okay, and this is part of that perverse spirit, that Judah should be a terror unto Egypt, because there's going to be these jakes out here that's going to be losing their marbles, man. Okay, the decline of America's cities. You know, Gucci stores, Louis Vuitton stores, Apple stores, all getting hit up, looted and robbed. All right, same thing going to be here in Kansas City. All right, New York, Chicago, LA, Philly. All these so-called cities of pristine value are getting hit, you know, and sooner or later, this is going to spill over into you Edomites neighborhoods, and it's going to spill over into you Jake's neighborhoods, to the point that nobody is safe. And if you don't have the protection of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, hey, you're a dead man walking, man. All right, and that's how bad it's got. Esau's let this shit get out of hand because he needs a reason to off these people to bring in his new world order, like we've been prophesied. All right. And it says in that day, Egypt should be like unto women, and it should be afraid and fear because the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which the angels are behind this via order of the Most High. All right. And it says, which he shaketh over it. And the land of Judah should be a terror unto Egypt, man. Man, and Judah's talking about you Negroes. It says, and everyone that maketh mention thereof should be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of the hosts, which he hath determined against it. Meaning that you're going to have a mass crime wave out here. All right. Mass murder, kidnapping, robbery, theft, rape. Rape is going to be at an all-time high. All right, you women out there, you models, you Instagram women, you OnlyFans chicks, all you that played the whore, hey, you're going to be ravished in that day. All right, but verse 14 again, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to earn every work thereof as a drunken man staggering in his vomit, meaning that this place is going to be an all-out hell and chaos. All right. So I got another precept here. This is the book of Jeremiah 7, and I'm going to start at verses 9. It says, will ye still murder and commit adultery? This is talking about you Israelites, and swear falsely and burn incense unto Baal and walk after other gods whom ye know not. All right, because Jake has followed the customs of this society, man. They have followed the customs of their own vain hearts. They have followed the customs of Baal, which is the modern day so-called white man and his ideologies. All right, and it says, and they come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are all delivered to do all these abominations, man, because they didn't seek the Lord. They didn't seek Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So therefore, this hell is being brought upon them. Okay, because the guy made a very interesting point. He said that this is a decline of a society. He said we're not a third world country, but we might as well be. And that spoke volumes because that shows you that America is not the world superpower anymore. Okay, this is the collapse of what you call Babylon the Great. So this is the book of Revelation 15 and 14, second address. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for their sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. Okay, this is a civil war. All right, and sooner or later, these people are going to go out to law enforcement because they're going to feel that they've been wrongfully treated by law enforcement. Like, you be surprised on how many people are on edge, ready to do something to people because they've been wronged by people. They've been fired. Women have left them in the dirt. Child support. Society has not accepted these people. These people are ready to unleash, man. And they said that in the purge, man. The first purge, the one with Jake, they had to get the implants first, and then they was asking people, "Are you angry? Do you want to purge?" Because people have a lot of frustration that's built up in their spirits, man. Okay, The men of the Lord are not the only ones that's fed up with this place, but we're fed up in righteousness. And these people, they're fed up because of their pride, okay? And they feel like they have to be vindicated out here. But the only ones the Lord is going to vindicate is the elect. The Lord's will, I'm part of it. All right. But it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, which is civil war. It says, for there should be sedition among men, invading one another, and they should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. I remember a while back, you hit the freight trains, that's a federal charge, man. You get shot on sight. But now, hey, this is clearly on live, and they know that people are recording, because back in the 90s, you didn't have cell phones that can record. If you didn't catch somebody with a Walkman or with a camcorder, you was pretty much getting away with the crime. But now they don't even give a shit, because how many agencies do you think that those videos have been uploaded to? And the police probably said, you know what, the hell with the investigations. Because the guy said it, he said it's to the point that you can really commit Grand Theft Auto and get away with it, man. To the point that crime is not going to be persecuted. You know, same thing with the purge. They said all crime was illegal for 12 hours, including murder. But instead, this purge is going to be a permanent one until Yahweh Shai returns. All right, so brothers, we got to put our best foot forward, man, and continue to push and pray for the Lord's protection in these days, because, hey, we all going to need it. And it says here, and a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. And it's the reason why they're going to deploy the military to the streets of Babylon to deal with these threats. And it says, for because of their pride, the city should be troubled and the houses should be destroyed, and men should be afraid. And a man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation, okay, which is troublous times. All right. Another precept here. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 16. And I'm going to start at verses... when it goes into the city should be casted down. That's 2nd Ezra 16. And 16 and 23, it says, and the dead should be cast out as dung, and there should be no man to comfort them, for the earth should be wasted, and the city should be cast down. All right, hence this video here. So anyway, I'm gonna end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, shalom and above all.